What if I told you that one of the most powerful things you can do for your health is something you already do every single day? Yeah, we're talking about walking, but not just any kind of walking. We're about to break down why a specific 10-minute walk could be the life hack you've been missing all along.
Okay, let's just dive right in. We're always being told we need these complicated workout routines or expensive supplements, right? But what if the real secret to better digestion, a sharper brain, and a healthier heart was not only totally free and easy, but also had a name that's pretty much impossible not to smile at?
And there it is. Yes, you are reading that correctly. Thanks to social media, the classic post-meal stroll has been lovingly nicknamed the fart walk. But seriously, don't let the name fool you. Behind all the humor, there is a solid foundation of science that explains why this simple little habit is so incredibly effective.
So what is it exactly? Well, it's just a casual, low-intensity walk that you take about 10 or 15 minutes after you finish eating. The goal here isn't to burn a ton of calories. It's really about gently encouraging your digestive system to work more efficiently. And hey, this isn't just some fad. Gastroenterology experts agree it's a totally legitimate way to reduce that awful bloating and gas.
So what's actually going on inside your body when you do this? Well, that gentle walking motion physically stimulates your GI tract. It kicks off this process called peristalsis. Think of it like a series of coordinated, wave-like muscle squeezes that just push everything along smoothly, helping gas escape and preventing that really uncomfortable bloated feeling.
But listen, the benefits do not stop at digestion, not even close. That same 10-minute walk also acts as this incredibly powerful reset for your brain, especially right in the middle of a long workday when you're starting to fade. In just 10 minutes, a whole cascade of amazing things happens up in your head. You're pumping more oxygen-rich blood to your brain, which instantly helps you focus. Your body starts releasing mood-boosting chemicals like endorphins. And get this, research actually shows it enhances creative thinking while actively lowering cortisol, which is your body's main stress hormone. It is, quite literally, a mental reset button. And this really highlights the choice we have during that afternoon slump, doesn't it? Scrolling through social media, well, that often just adds to our mental clutter and drains our energy. But taking a 10-minute walk, that gives you a true physiological reset. The difference is just stark. You get a natural, sustained energy boost, and you come back feeling calmer and way more focused.
All right, so we've covered your gut and your brain. Now let's talk about another massive, kind of hidden benefit: what a short walk does for your metabolism and your blood sugar. This one is a huge deal.
So this is a perfectly normal biological response. When you eat, especially carbs, your body breaks them down into glucose, which then enters your bloodstream, and that causes your blood sugar to rise. Now, while this is normal, having frequent, really sharp spikes can be tough on your system over the long term. And this is where that post-meal walk becomes a metabolic superhero. I mean, look at this. If you just sit on the couch right after a meal, your blood sugar tends to spike pretty high. But if you take a short walk, your muscles immediately start using that glucose for fuel. That simple action significantly flattens the spike, creating a much gentler, more stable blood sugar curve. So, the crucial point here is the timing. As researchers have found, it's the walk after the meal that makes all the difference. You're basically meeting that influx of sugar with an immediate demand for energy, which is just a highly effective way to keep your metabolic health in check. Okay, so this brings us to a really fascinating idea that kind of challenges one of the most popular fitness goals out there. So many of us are obsessed with hitting that magic number on our fitness trackers. But it turns out there's a lot more to the story. For years, right, the 10,000 step rule has been the benchmark for daily activity. But is all movement created equal? Well, new research is suggesting that maybe we should be focusing less on the grand total and a whole lot more on how we're getting those steps in. So here's the big shift in thinking. The old idea was all about quantity. Just get to 10,000 steps. It doesn't matter how. The new science, though, emphasizes quality. It's arguing that getting your steps in focused, uninterrupted walks of about 10 to 15 minutes is way more beneficial for your cardiovascular system. And here is the stunning proof. Studies have found that people who get most of their steps in these longer, uninterrupted sessions can lower their cardiovascular disease risk by as much as 2/3 compared to people whose steps are just more sporadic throughout the day. 66%. That's a massive difference, and it just proves that the consistency and the quality of your movement really matter. Now let's pivot to a benefit that is absolutely critical for our long-term health, our mobility, and our independence as we get older. This is something we all need to be thinking about. This is a pretty sobering statistic from the National Institute on Aging. More than 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 experiences a fall each year. And we're not talking about minor tumbles. These can lead to really severe injuries that dramatically impact a person's quality of life and independence.
But here is the good news. Regular walking, combined with some simple balance and strength exercises, is one of the most effective ways to prevent falls. And we're not talking about complicated gym workouts here. These are simple movements you can do right at home, like standing on one leg while you hold onto a counter or doing chair stands to build the stability and strength you need to stay steady on your feet.
So, as we start to bring this all together, I want to change the way you think about taking a break. It's not about losing time or slacking off. It's about making a strategic choice for your mind and for your body.
I think this quote just sums it up perfectly. That 10-minute walk isn't a deduction from your day's work. It is an investment in your ability to perform better. You come back to your desk calmer, sharper, and more creative. Trust me, it pays for itself many times over.
And just look at how small that investment truly is. 10 minutes is less than 2% of a standard 8-hour workday. For that tiny little slice of your time, you get improved digestion, a better mood, sharper focus, stable blood sugar, and a healthier heart. I mean, it is arguably the highest return on investment you can get from any break you take.
So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. There are 1,440 minutes in every single day. That gives each of us 144 10-minute opportunities. And the science we've just looked at is crystal clear. There is a world of benefits hiding inside just one of those blocks. The only question is, what are you going to do with it?